Okay, think about this. Those moments in history, just unbelievable moments where people face total darkness, but somehow you still see these acts of courage, defiance. That's what we're diving into today.
Exactly. We're digging into Pam Jenoff's novel, The Commandant's Girl.
Hmm.
Now, it is fiction. It's a novel.
Right.
But it's so deeply rooted in the actual history, the terrifying reality of the Krakow resistance under Nazi occupation.
Yeah, and our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to really get inside the experience of Emma, a Jewish woman just trying to survive in occupied Krakow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at her struggles, her bravery, which is just incredible, the impossible choices she faces, and, even the human connections she manages to make in this unbelievably dangerous world.
And through her personal story, hopefully we can shed some light on the broader picture, the reality of life under the Nazis there in Krakow.
Okay, let's get into it. The book really drops us right in, doesn't it? Emma's walking with Lukasz. He's only 3. What jumped out at you there?
Well, Jenoff immediately establishes this constant fear. It's not abstract. It's right there, shaping every single thing they do.
Yeah.
Just walking down the street becomes this incredibly stressful thing, this exercise in, hypervigilance.
Yeah.
Any tiny slip-up could be disastrous.
That moment near the Florian Gate, Lukasz just reacts, The pure terror seeing the soldiers.
Yeah.
It shows how deep that fear went, even in a toddler. And Emma trying to rush him away, terrified of drawing attention. It just screams anxiety.
Right. It wasn't just about, physical danger. It was the psychological weight of just existing, of your very being considered criminal.
And that fear just builds, doesn't it? With people disappearing, the community being dismantled, Jacob leaving.
Mm-hmm. All that secrecy around his resistance work, it shows you right away that danger and disruption were just normal, the new normal.
Then Jonas tells her about her family, forced into the Podgorzy ghetto. That's a huge shift.
A massive shift. The physical separation, the confinement, Krakow's Jewish community just walled off.
And the mezuzah missing from the doorframe. Wow, such a small detail, but it says so much.
It really does. It's about erasing identity, violating homes, history, not just taking things, but systematically stripping away who they were.
That kind of symbolic violence.
Yeah.
It often comes before the more physical persecution, doesn't it?
Exactly. And when Emma finally manages to sneak into the ghetto, the description is just visceral. Jenoff uses smell, the sight of those gaunt people.
Oh, yeah.
It paints this really grim picture of the conditions. But then she witnesses it directly, the woman killed, the child taken.
Horrifying.
That just shatters any idea that this is distant. She sees the brutality up close. It really drives home the terror, the dehumanization inside those walls.
But even then, even in that darkness, you see these flickers of connection.
Right.
Resistance starting. Those Chabez dinners on Josephinska Street.
Yeah, those are remarkable. They're like these little pockets of safety, almost sacred spaces.
Right.
Where people could just be human for a few hours.
Yeah.
Reclaim some community, some identity. It wasn't just tradition. It felt like defiance.
And they serve 2 purposes, really.
They absolutely did. They were crucial for morale, for spirit, a break from the horror.
Mm-hmm.
But like you see when Emma meets Alec, they also became these vital meeting points for the resistance. It wasn't always some big formal thing. It often started small with these connections.
That code word, Emeth. Their secret link. It feels like a lifeline, doesn't it? In a world where just talking was dangerous.
A powerful symbol of that underground network. And then the plan, getting those security passes from Colonel Critch's office. That's a big step for Emma.
It really is. What does that tell us about her, about the situation she's in, taking that kind of active role?
It shows the incredible risks people took. I mean, Emma's terrified of failing, you can feel it.
Totally.
But the need is so urgent, the chance to save lives. And Chrysia's support there is huge. It pushes her past the fear.
Getting those passes wasn't just about helping a few people escape, was it?
No, not at all. It was about actively messing with the Nazi system, creating openings for more resistance. And that near miss during the Aksha.
Right, the Aksha, that constant danger.
Yeah, Aksha was the Nazi term for those brutal roundups, removals, often incredibly violent.
Wow.
It just highlights the razor's edge they were living on. One wrong move.
And survival meant, well, it meant deception on a massive scale. Emma becoming Anna Lepowski, Gentile orphan, living with Chrysia.
It wasn't just a name change, was it? It was a whole new person she had to be constantly.
The vigilance must have been exhausting. What were the biggest challenges there maintaining that lie?
Every single interaction was suddenly high stakes. Like that dinner party with Commandant Richwalder.
Oh, yeah. Tense.
Every word, every little movement had to be perfect. Crisia drilling her beforehand just shows you the level of planning, the constant fear of being found out.
One slip, and it's not just her, it's Crisia too.
Exactly. Living like that means cutting yourself off from your past, living in this state of perpetual anxiety.
And then, this twist, Emma ends up working for the Kommandant, right in the lion's den.
It's such a complex, deeply unsettling move.
Crisia's logic. A hiding Jew would never think of infiltrating Nazi HQ. It's chillingly pragmatic, isn't it? Born of pure desperation.
It really highlights the extreme choices people faced, what unthinkable things they had to consider just to survive.
Yeah, what does that tell us about the moral compromises?
Well, it throws Emma into this incredibly gray area, morally speaking. She's working for the enemy, surrounded by the very people persecuting her community.
Right.
Crisia's reasoning, though necessary perhaps, just shows how the occupation twisted everything, blurring right and wrong in the fight to stay alive.
And within that situation, this relationship starts to form between Emma as Anna and Commandant Richwalder. It's so complicated.
Very unsettling. That dinner at Weirsey Neck,
Yeah.
him opening up about his dead wife, Margot.
Yeah, what do you make of that? It complicates things, doesn't it? He's the oppressor, but then there's this flicker of something else.
But that's what complicates things. It forces you to confront the humanity, however twisted, within the perpetrator. Richwalder showing vulnerability, sharing grief. It's deeply disturbing because of who he is and what he represents.
Doesn't excuse anything, obviously.
Not for a second. But it highlights the complexity, maybe. The people aren't always just one thing. The masks people wear, it makes you uncomfortable, and I think it's supposed to.
And then, just when things seem impossibly tangled, Jacob comes back. A moment of hope.
Such a powerful moment. That reunion, the intensity, it's a reminder of basic human needs, love, connection, even in hell.
But like you said before, that joy is fragile. So fragile.
Instantly fragile. The Gestapo searching Crisia's place right after it. It just slams the door on that hope, brings the danger crashing right back in.
And the bombing makes everything worse. More chaos, more Nazis, more fear for Jacob.
Which just hammers home how precarious everything was. Any tiny bit of normalcy could just evaporate, gone in an instant.
And then on top of all that, Emma finds out she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And the uncertainty about who the father is just adds another layer of impossible difficulty.
It really does. More vulnerability, more complexity. But Crisia's reaction there.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is significant. You'd think in that situation, a pregnancy would just be seen as another huge problem.
Right. Another mouth to feed, another risk.
But Crisia's just unwavering support. It speaks volumes about their bond, about the kind of selfless compassion that still existed.
That female solidarity, finding strength in each other.
Absolutely. It's a testament to that resilience.
So they make a plan, escape to Salzburg, and then the Commandant, he offers to help, to protect her and the baby.
This is maybe the most morally tangled part of the whole story. His reaction to the pregnancy news, wanting to keep them safe, it just throws everything up in the air.
What are his motives? Is it genuine? Is it control? Is it some messed up affection for Anna, the persona?
And Jenoff leaves it deliberately unclear, which I think is powerful. Is it remorse? A flicker of humanity? Or something much darker, possessive? It forces you, the reader, to wrestle with that ambiguity. The possibility that even within that monstrous system, motivations could be complicated.
Yeah.
Unsettlingly so.
But any hope tied to him, any potential escape through him, it just gets obliterated on that bridge.
Brutally shattered, that final confrontation, him completely losing it, the violence.
Emma's lie, her desperate attempt, and it fails.
It's just a raw reminder of the power imbalance, the ultimate danger of trusting anyone associated with the regime.
No escape that way.
No. The bridge scene just seals it. It's the tragic end of that impossible tightrope walk. Richwalder, despite any ambiguous moments, is ultimately the face of that oppressive power. Her appeal fails.
And the losses just keep piling up. Finding Crisia.
Oh, that discovery at Crisia's house is just devastating. Crisia was her rock, that lifeline.
Yeah, her death is huge.
It's a massive blow. It cuts that vital support system. Emma is truly alone then with Lukasz, fleeing, carrying all that grief, and now solely responsible for this child.
Crisia really represents so much courage, doesn't she? Those non-Jews who risked everything.
She really does. Her death underlines the immense cost, the personal sacrifice involved in resistance and just basic human decency during that time. It's a profound turning point for Emma.
That last image, though, Emma and Lukasz leaving the forest.
It's so poignant.
Just this tiny sliver of hope in all that devastation, stepping into who knows what. But they're together.
Yeah, there's resilience there, even after everything. It's powerful.
Emma's story, I know it's fiction, but it captures so much, doesn't it?
It really does. The sheer courage against overwhelming terror, how vital human connection was, the impossible moral choices people faced, and that fragile, maybe illogical, but persistent hope that somehow endured.
It really makes you think about the long shadow of war, not just on maps and politics, but on individual lives, the scars you don't see,
Absolutely.
and how ordinary people like Emma, find this extraordinary strength when faced with the absolute unthinkable.
Yeah.
What does it even mean to hold on to yourself, your identity, your loyalty, when just staying alive means pretending to be someone else entirely?
It's a profound question. And Emma's journey, while hers in the novel, really does echo the real experiences of so many during the Holocaust.
It's definitely something worth remembering and exploring further.